Hi everyone, this is my first video detailing my Paragard journey. The decision to go with Paragard is because I've been using birth control pills for quite a while now and they've been just great, but I do want something a little bit more permanent because I would technically like to be child-free, and technically I would like to have a tubal, but because of the cost I'm going to have to put that off for now and maybe do that later. With the Paragard, it is covered by insurance and they actually pay for everything. So it's normally $1,000 here in the United States in 2017, but insurance would cover everything. So that was kind of a nice boost in that direction, whereas a tubal you would have to get a facility, like a hospital, a physician, and an anesthesiologist. So for someone like me who has a high deductible insurance, they would cost thousands of dollars to do a tubal. On one hand it would be permanent and that's what I really want, but just can't do that at the moment. So I'm going to, most likely I'm going to do Paragard. It's basically a copper IUD, so it's not hormonal, and it's in the shape of a T, and it gets put in the uterus for about 10 to 12 years. So it's kind of semi-permanent, and then it can be taken out later. I'm not a doctor, not a medical person, but I have talked to a physician about this, and they say for the most part Paragard is very effective, and other than a few annoying side effects during the 6 months, most of the time there's no worry or danger. On the slip they give you, it does talk about worst case scenarios, and if you get any medicine, any medication, or any procedure, there's always this possible worst case scenario. So worst case scenario is it could puncture an organ, it could cause you to have a hysterectomy, or things like that. So that's like worst case scenario, most likely not going to happen, but at the same time it's like you do want to be aware of it, that there is potential for risk. But for the most part, it works just fine. And sorry, I put my camera on the cat tower, and so that makes two kitties very curious about what's going on. So if the camera shakes, sorry. It's my videographers, kind of helping out. So with the Paragard, they did tell me that if you haven't had a child before, then and the Paragard works by being a spermicide. The copper kind of attacks the sperm, and that's how it works instead of using hormones like the pill or other types of IUDs. With the Paragard, they told me that within the first 6 months, that's kind of when you experience most of the side effects, and when they actually put it in, if you haven't had a child before and your uterus and all that stuff is still tight and smaller, it might hurt more by putting it in, if you haven't had a kid before. And I've watched tons of YouTube videos, and some people, and it ranges, and that's one of the reasons why I want to do this video, is I want to document my own journey and give other people advice and information. So I've seen YouTube videos where everyone's like, I was so scared to have it in and it turned out just fine. And then other people are like, wow, this is really bad, 10 times worse than I thought it was going to be, worst pain I've ever felt. So I've heard everything from that was just dandy to I almost passed out from the pain. So I've kind of heard a little bit of both, and I'm kind of like curious on what my experience would be. During the appointments that I had, they did tell me about an hour or two before the procedure, take about 800 milligrams, I think, of ibuprofen. And that's something to pay attention to, is there's different types of pain medication for different parts of the body and stuff. So if they say ibuprofen specifically, then take that. Don't take some other type of pain medicine, because you don't know what that would actually be affecting instead of what's going to go on. So they said to take ibuprofen. Me personally, I've requested a few days off from work, so about 4 days in a row is what I'm going to do. So like a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday, Sunday. That way, for that first week, I can just kind of relax and stuff if I need to, or do things slowly but surely. Because some people said that they went back to work after theirs, others are like, take a week off, you're going to need to take a week off. So I just went ahead and I scheduled a few days off. Haven't had the procedure yet, but I'm just kind of prepping for it. I'm going to go out and get like soup and food and stuff like that beforehand, just so I've got stuff at home. That way, if I don't feel like driving or whatever, I've got it here at home. And then I'm going to have a friend of mine drive me to the procedure and then drive me back. They said that the entire procedure could take about 3 hours by doing paperwork and prep and like things like that. So it's not like you're going to be in the procedure for 3 hours. It's like all the stuff leading up to it. So they told me to basically plan for 3 or 4 hours, just set aside for that. They said that during the first 6 months there will be a lot more bleeding and heavy cramps and things like that, and that's from the videos that I've seen, that seems to be true. So I'm just kind of preparing for that. They said that there will be a string, because the device, there's like a little string that's going to be at the end of the device, and that's going to be kind of like a fishing wire feel to it, and basically that string will let you know if the device is still in the correct location, because you don't want it to move, go up or go down, like you don't want it to come out and you don't want it to go up too far. So there will be a string, and they said to, I think within the first 6 weeks, about once a week, like keep checking the string, and then after that, like once a month, check the string, just to make sure that it doesn't travel and things like that. They said that to be on your period when you have the device put in, so I've chosen to have that. Sorry if this is TMI, but in case you really want to know, so I've chosen to do that right in the middle of that time of the month. That way it's like not the beginning, not the end, when things are more closed. Things will be more open and easier for them to put the device in and stuff. From what I've heard with the device, it's like they put a straw in first, or the straw-like device, then they put the device in, and then that's when the T opens up. So it's not going to be a T going through everything. It's going to be folded up, and then it unfolds inside of you. So they said to be on your period during that time. And then they said there would be a string. And I've talked to a few friends who have had hormonal IUDs, and they said that every once in a while their boyfriend can feel the string, but it's not like enough to, it's not going to like hurt them, so they can feel the string a little bit. And I've heard a friend say that her boyfriend said that he could feel, kind of like almost feel the device, like some pressure or something. So I've only heard one person say that, so that's kind of a little bit weird. But they say for the most part, like, the partner wouldn't be able to really notice a difference. In one video, I've heard a girl say that certain positions, like as her body was getting used to the device, certain positions, were kind of harder to do, where she could feel more pressure and stuff. So I've heard that there is kind of an adaptation period to getting used to doing stuff, with that. So I have heard that. So kind of, I'm keeping all this in mind, but at the same time, I'm like, not having to worry about taking a pill or missing pills, or anything like that. It seems to be worth it for me. I'm trying to gather as much information as possible. Trying to, again, the kitty is like moving the camera. There he goes. So I think that it's worth it. I'm just trying to gather as much information as possible, so that way I'm not surprised by anything. It's like I'd rather know that could be the worst pain ever, or it could be nothing. Like, just knowing that helps me kind of feel a bit more prepared. So this is my first video. I think I'll do update videos as it goes on and kind of let you guys know what my experience was. I hope that helps you if you're wanting to go through that procedure yourself, or through that, go with that choice yourself. Hopefully it'll help you. So have a good one. Thank you. Bye.